Ciao Milanisti, it's your boy Kush in the Milan corner. 6 injuries for the Rossoneri heading into the clash against Juventus. Part-time agent, full-time pasta lover Mino Raiola strikes again. Guys, I'm gonna break it all down along with my starting 11 for tomorrow's match, but before I kick things off, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the bell notification so you can watch the Milan corner videos as soon as I upload them. That was pretty good. Alright, so let's kick it off with the starting lineup. So before the Liverpool match, I said that Mike Maignan has put in some good performances for the Rossoneri, but that match will be his ultimate audition for the Rossoneri, and he stepped the heck up. Stopped Mohamed Salah's penalty. We still gave up 3 goals, but his performance was good. He's quickly making Milan forget about the last goalkeeper we had. Just like the Liverpool match, this might be Magic Mike's audition in Serie A, away to Juventus. That's a big game. So Mike will be in goal on the right flank. This is where we got some bad news this morning. Davide Calabria is out injured. As I mentioned, Milan has 6 players injured. Davide Calabria is one of them. So it's gonna have to be our backup signing from the Mercato. Alessandro Florenzi, a versatile player on the right flank. He can play up front, he can play as a defender, so this is an easy pick. Kalulu could start, but I'm gonna pick Alessandro Florenzi. What do you guys think, Kalulu or Florenzi? Amongst the center backs, okay, so Fikayo Tomori naturally starts. He's put in one good performance after the other. Now the problem comes up with the second defender alongside Tomori. Now obviously we all know who's gonna start tomorrow. But the problem is that another defender by the name of Alessio Romagnoli, who also just happens to be Milan's captain, his agent came out and said that Romagnoli is probably going to be joining Juventus next season. He's out of his contract in June and Juventus is the most likely destination. Guys, he's the captain of this team. He started the last match against Lazio. We play Juventus tomorrow. Look, here's what I think about Mino Raiola. Outside of him being an excellent spokesperson for McDonald's, he also has a job to do of getting his players paid. Players hire agents to get them the best checks possible, to get them to join the best teams possible. The problem that is constantly happening with Mino Raiola as of late is he's actually ruining relationships of players with the teams that they're a part of and with the fan base. The players still continue to keep hiring him and keep working with him. Why? Because he also gets them the biggest paychecks. He also gets himself the biggest paychecks in the process. So I understand his job. He has a sleazier job in this industry. The problem that I'm having with Mino Raiola is that he should be talking away during the summer mercato and the winter mercato, and he should be communicating with the clubs. What he started to do as of late is he starts talking in the middle of the season. It's a serious distraction 4 games into the season. And I gotta tell you one thing, I think the Rossoneri are done. A lot of clubs are done, but I think Milan is especially done dealing with this agent. Part of the reason why Milan let go of Donnarumma was not because Donnarumma was asking for too much money. It's because they knew that this Mino Raiola is gonna arrive again in 2 years. He's gonna start talking again in 1 year. And that is the pattern that the Rossoneri wanted to break. And I don't think they will. There has been no conversations about a renewal of Romagnoli's contract, but if he leaves next season, goes for free in June, joins Juventus, I don't really care. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. Do you care if Milan re-signs Romagnoli or not? So naturally, you guys can tell who's gonna be in my starting lineup tomorrow. Obviously, it's gonna be Simon Kjær. This guy is the quiet leader of this team. He doesn't wear the captain's armband, but the fans, the team, I think responds more to his leadership than they do to Alessio Romagnoli. On the left flank, this is where I have a little bit of an issue. We're putting a lot of mileage on Theo Hernandez. He is starting every single game. Tomorrow also, I would give him the start, but I think we gotta consider putting Ballo-Touré on maybe around that 60th minute mark because we can't just keep taxing Theo Hernandez this much. He's gonna be an important part for tomorrow's match. Juventus's backline is weak, they're slow, Theo is fast, so he's got to get on that bullet train and take off and score some goals for Milan tomorrow. As a matter of fact, that's going to be my prediction for tomorrow's match. Theo Hernandez gets on the score sheet. Diving into our double pivot midfield, Ismail Bennacer and Franck Kessie had an average performance against Liverpool in my eye. Guys, we're going to have to make some changes here. Bennacer is just not the same player that he has been over the past. You guys know my affection for him, but I can't be loyal to who I'm a fan of. We're going to have to start with Sandro Tonali tomorrow, not Bennacer. Tonali is hitting good form. Obviously, we want to make sure we don't injure the guy by playing him too much, but he got a little bit of rest against Liverpool. I would put Sandro Tonali in there. Juventus has Manuel Locatelli probably starting, the former Milan player, the Milan youth sector player. That guy versus Sandro Tonali. Let's see who performs better tomorrow. Partnering alongside Sandro Tonali, it's going to have to be Franck Kessie. Kessie didn't have his best performance against Liverpool, but he is our best defensive midfielder. Bakayoko is one of the players once again who's out injured. On the right flank up front, I would have actually considered starting with Florenzi if Davide Calabria was fit. I think the match against Liverpool put a lot of mileage on Alexis Salamackers, our wingers up front. A lot of you guys were critical of Salamackers' performance against Liverpool. What match were you guys watching? This guy was instrumental in creating both the goals. So let's not forget that, but with Davide Calabria out, Florenzi playing in the back, I would start with Alexis Salamackers up front. Behind the striker, this is where a big problem is happening for Milan. But behind the striker, no surprises here, the guy who scored the most important goal of his career, in my opinion, up until now, against Juventus last season that took Milan to the Champions League. Brahim Diaz gets his start. Brahim Diaz has been a very reliable number 10 for Milan up until now. He scored 2 goals, assisted once in 4 matches. He's hitting some good form, and he's gonna have to keep carrying on with this form on the left flank. This is, in my opinion, the most improved player from last season is Rafael Leao. Guys, if you've been watching my videos for a few months now, last season my nickname for him was Lazy Leao. This season, it's Rafael Leao. This guy has been an important part of this Rossoneri side, even against Liverpool. I saw some people criticize him. Guys, he assisted the first goal. His performance was not the greatest, but he still got the job done. Throughout the entirety of the season, the first 4 games, he just keeps chipping in and putting in those important performances. So tomorrow, he will be the starter. Now up front, obviously this is where the problem comes from Milan. Look, Juventus at this point in time has a very weak defense. This is the best time, the best opportunity that a club like Milan has to be able to score a bunch of goals on them. Their center backs are getting old. I don't know who's going to play tomorrow with Bonucci, either Chiellini or De Ligt. And their goalkeeper is going through a torrid run of form. So if we had Ibrahimovic, or if we even had Giroud, we would have probably been able to get some goals in, but both guys are injured. I don't want to harp on like I have in the past videos, but this was our concern. With their respective ages, this was the concern. Are these 2 guys going to be able to stay fit? And 4 games into the season? No, it doesn't look like it. For tomorrow's match, I'm going to have to give the start to Ante Rebic, but pretty much at halftime point, or maybe around that 60th minute mark, I think Milan should bring on Pietro Pellegrini. Stefano Pioli confirmed in today's press conference that he's fit now. I think it's time to give him the start. It's early on in the season. Of course, every single match matters, especially in a away game to Juventus, but at the same time, it'll be a good time to test him out. So Ante Rebic starts for me, but I want a quick switch to Pietro Pellegrini. Guys, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, I think Juventus are somewhat of a better side in the absence of Cristiano Ronaldo. I think too many plays are designed around him. It really forced players like Alvaro Morata and Paulo Dybala to pretty much get neglected. And in Ronaldo's absence, of course, Juventus loses a lot too. But at the same time, it allows players of high quality like Paulo Dybala to step up. So this Juventus side, even though they're sitting in 16th place, cannot be taken lightly. I think it's only a matter of time before they find their groove again and start hitting those good spots. So Milan cannot take them lightly. I think at this point in time, Juventus are probably favorites for tomorrow's match. A draw might be a more likely outcome, but if there's ever a time for the Rossoneri to sneak out a win, it is tomorrow. So there you have it, Milanisti. That's my starting lineup for tomorrow's match. Which switches would you make? What players would you replace? Would you start with Romagnoli instead? Or would you start with Kalulu on the right flank? You think he deserves a start? Make sure to let me know in the comments section. Thank you for watching, Milanisti. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at the Milan Corner. My inbox is full right now from your messages. I will be catching up on them probably tomorrow morning. Just give me some time. Thank you for all your support. Like this video if you think Milan are picking up all 3 points against Juventus tomorrow. And as always, Forza Milan, grazie mille e ciao tutti!